Erik Horne here after the Thunder's 108-92 loss against the Clippers at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Look, the Thunder played a good defensive game against Golden State, even though they didn't shoot very well Tuesday night. The Thunder looked like they had spent the last 2.5 days in Los Angeles playing against the Clippers. Came out completely flat in the first quarter, shot the ball poorly. The Clippers got out to a 16-0 run. The Thunder looked like they were letting the Clippers run a layup line. And they offered little resistance until Billy Donovan, went to some reserves. Alex Abrines came in, provided a spark with his three-point shooting. Otherwise, the Thunder was really flat in the start of the game. The second and third quarter, they get back into the game with more defensive commitment, more discipline on the defensive end, and they actually take a lead to start the third quarter. Then it all comes unraveled in the fourth quarter. The Thunder gets outscored 37-15. They're within 1 point. At about the halfway mark, or actually more than the halfway mark, around maybe like the 8-minute mark, and then the Clippers blow their doors off going down the stretch with an unorthodox lineup, finishing with Boban Marjanovic, kind of the huge behemoth of a center that's 7'3" to Steven Adams is 7 foot. Billy Donovan could have went small in that instance. He decided to stay with Steven Adams. That allowed the Clippers to keep Boban on the floor, and that kept the Thunder from getting into the paint, and it really disrupted their offense, and they took some really poor shots down the stretch. Paul George had another streaky shooting game. He finished with 20 points, but he didn't shoot very well tonight. He needed 27 shots to get those points. Dennis Schroeder was 2 for 15, battled foul trouble in the beginning of the game, and it was really a disjointed offensive and defensive performance from the Thunder. They played really well defensively for the middle 2 quarters and really poorly defensively for the first and the fourth quarters. Really an inexcusable loss even without Russell Westbrook. They had enough firepower to be able to beat this Clippers team. That's a good Clippers team that's going to be in contention for a playoff spot, but it's a team that the Thunder has more individual talent than and should be able to get a win out of. Billy Donovan was pretty blunt about his assessment of the Thunder after the game, saying that he didn't like the way that the offense stagnated. They shot 32 threes. He said he didn't have a problem necessarily with the amount of threes they took because some of that was necessary to open up the defense that the Clippers were playing, but he didn't like that the Thunder kind of deviated from the offense that they were running in the second and third quarters, and he said that contributed to some of the defensive issues that they had in the game as well. Thunder goes home for Sunday, home opener against Sacramento. Will they have Russell Westbrook in the lineup? Who knows? It's a day-to-day thing basically with Westbrook now. He consults with the medical staff. He goes through his workouts, sees how he feels. Then they make a collaborative decision. But we'll see if Westbrook's ready to go on Sunday with the Thunder off on Saturday to see if they can get their first win of the season.